Hello everyone, Sakir here, and in today's video I'm gonna be teaching you guys the basic angles guide for Siege. Now, in this video we're gonna go through Picker's Advantage, the 3 types of angles, and by the end of this video all of you guys will be masters at not only using angles to your advantage, but also knowing how to fight against those angles. So let's get straight into it. I wanna start with Picker's Advantage. So first of all, Picker's Advantage is when the person that is speaking, they have an advantage. Alright, that's Picker's Advantage. How do we prove this? Very simple. He's gonna be shooting on this box over here as soon as he sees me, and I'm gonna be shooting right above his head as soon as I see him. And based on Picker's Advantage, I'm gonna be able to shoot at him back before he shoots me. Alright, this is the logic behind it. He's not moving, I'm moving, so I shoot before he shoots. Alright, 3, 2, 1. As you can see, every single time that I've shot, he's shot right afterwards. Now that this is out of the way, let's start now by talking about the different types of angles in Siege. Alright, so let's show you guys passive angles. So first of all, we got barbed wire as an example. So if I'm holding the angle from here, right, and I'm holding a passive angle, which is like this. Let's hear him breaking the barbed wire. There you go. And we're ready to take the gunfight. Now let's say that the barbed wire is gone. What else can it be a passive angle? You'll hear it in a second. There you go. The beeper will also count as a passive angle, because it's gonna help us know when to peek. So that's out of the way. And now the last part of passive angle is obviously gonna be cameras. Alright? So now we're watching the 90 cam. We can have someone like a teammate watching this cam. And as soon as the teammate gets the info, then we peek based on that info. So beeper, barbed wire, and camera will be the key to holding passive angles in Siege. And remember that you can also use your sound of the game. So not only you have beepers, barbed wire, and cameras, but just by hearing him moving, you can decide when to peek. Alright, so let's get started with now aggressive angles. So aggressive angles are extremely important in Siege, but only when you do them properly, because they are a very high risk, high reward situation. So for example, an aggressive angle can be something like this, where now we're holding the door of Hookah, and there you go, we're ready to kill him. Can also be held from the other part, like over here. Yeah, and we're ready to kill him. So that's aggressive angle. He has Picker's Advantage, but since we're in an unpredictable position, it's hard to kill us. Unpredictable position. That's the key to aggressive angles. Where is another example of an unpredictable position? It can be like getting prone on this corner. This can also be unpredictable, right? Not super unpredictable, but definitely a bit unpredictable. And if you have someone for a refrag, that's the second condition that can also be met to be playing aggressive angles. So aggressive angles are only available if you are either in an unpredictable position or if you have someone for the refrag that can refrag you. So for example, let's say that I play on this corner. This is an aggressive angle, because again, aggressive angles are whenever the enemy has the Picker's Advantage. When I don't have Picker's Advantage, I'm in an aggressive angle. So how do I avoid dying by someone that has Picker's Advantage against me? That's either by having myself placed on an unpredictable position, making him lose that Picker's Advantage by trying to find me. But then if I have someone that can refrag me, so let's say that I'm sitting on this corner and he kills me, but I have a friend behind the one chassis, there you go, I can fight back and try to kill him. Let's talk about pixel angles now. So pixel angles are not meant to kill, are not meant to be used for killing. They're only meant to be used for info. Alright, so you only hold pixel angles for info. So for example, this is a pixel angle over here, right? This is only to get info. Now I know that he's moving around. Now I know there's someone in the door, right? Obviously I can always shoot or peek of the info, so I'm gonna try to kill you, alright? There you go. So that was based on pixel peek. As you guys can see, the pixel peek allows me to get the info and then I act upon that info. All right, so I can either decide if I want to peek afterwards or if I want to simply stay back and know that there's someone there. So that's why pixel peeks are important, just to hold information, etc. So now that you guys know the 3 types of angles in Siege and also Peeker's advantage, how do you avoid dying to these situations? Let's talk about this. This is now the most important part of this video, and that is perspective. Perspective is one of the most important reasons why people die in Siege for no apparent reason. I want Iana to place herself on this door as close as possible while holding the angle. Try to hide until you cannot see me. Alright, just look at this. How much I can see from him right now where he cannot even see me, right? I can shoot his legs and he doesn't even know that I can see him. Can you now stand backwards while obviously trying to engage with me? Now you can see me and I can see you and we're both equal because now you can kill me, right? Can you shoot my body without killing me? So there you go. That shows you that perspective is really important, because if you don't place yourself properly when taking this type of gunfights, you're simply putting yourself at a disadvantage, as you can clearly see here. That was a complete disadvantage. Whoever is not standing as far as possible is always at a disadvantage on this type of duels. So that's why it's very important, and I always emphasize a lot on perspective. Let's show another example of this perspective happening. So, for example, I'm gonna hold this angle, alright? I cannot emphasize how many people have died because they simply decide to take gunfights from closer distances when they can actually just make the angle way more back, right? Same angle, but just from more far away, meaning that the enemy will have a harder time finding you, but also, because of perspective, this is more of a fair duel. Shoot me? Alright, he knows. Even if he cannot kill me, he knows I'm there. Alright? Now, let's show you guys the same, but from a long distance. So, alright, now try to kill me.
Who the fuck?
There you go. He cannot see me until I see him. So this is how you guys manipulate your environment using perspective. Now you might be asking, Kiru, what's also a good thing about perspective and how can I use perspective to my advantage? Alright, so let's make vehicles over here. So you cannot see me at all, but I can see you. I can even kill you, but you cannot see me. That's perspective over there. And another example of perspective can also be when you are very close to someone or something. The closer you are to a surface, the faster you're gonna appear in their screen. This is what a high risk, high reward looks like, where it's very unpredictable, right? I can maybe go for the head, but he's crouching. And now let's look at the low risk, low reward situation. There you go. So it's now both of us more or less at the same time, right? It's not too unpredictable. Alright, so what we can see from this is that the closer you are, the more reactive you become, but you also give them less time to answer back. But the more distance you take, the lower the risk, but also the lower the gain. Because again, it's gonna be more of a 50-50 duel, not too unpredictable, etc. But the closer you are, the higher your risk of dying. Make sure to join the Discord for free resources. Make sure to subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.